Alright, what am I doing? I was gonna do some stuff. I was gonna get, thing in Far Fields and thing in the... It wasn't the Citadel. It was the Citadel. Oh, yeah, it was the last two, like, relic things. And then I was gonna do Hunter's Journal. Though, I think probably what I'm gonna do... Since I have 100% now, right? Yeah. Is I'm gonna get these last two relics. I'm gonna get the 100% beat the game achievement, and then I'm gonna just do whatever I feel like doing until I run out of time. Because I would not say it's compelling gameplay to I already got I still don't know what the fuck is up with this. It feels like, well, I don't need to mark it because I know it's not related to anything like secret. But yeah, I don't know. It's not compelling gameplay to watch me run around farming the last few monsters and doing every last little bit of the game. So I will do that. And then I'm gonna do a second playthrough on my own, where I'm gonna try some stuff like you can get up to Shellwood, totally skipping Farfields, totally skipping Greymoor, Deep Docks, Farfields, Greymoor. You just buy the key, which I guess probably means a little bit of farming, and that sounds pretty interesting. I always like doing things out of sequence because when you have fewer abilities than you're expected to have, then it's a different kind of challenge. And I think that's really cool. No, I want to put on super fast run. Get rid of this for a second. Gotta have the zoomies. Ooh. Oh man, it like just barely reaches it. Nice. Ow. Glad I had that equipped. By the way, I looked up some of the damage values. Turns out Long Pin does not deal any more damage than the others, but what it does do is it pierces. So it's the same damage as Straight Pin, but it's piercing. So the times where you'd use it, like here, if you can hit two targets with it at once with it, which I'm failing to do, but... Oh, god damn it. I hit the button. I actually did hit the button. I pressed the button! I didn't put the fucking speed anklets on. God damn it. That's the thing I was supposed to do. Oh, wait, there's a bench in here. Okay, good. I was supposed to have the zoomies. Okay, now I got the zoomies. Hold on. And then... Cool. Whee! Oh, interesting. It's like right at the border here. Oh, it's already on. Yeah, right. So this is the rune harp. What is this? A rune depicting pathways away from Farloom. Oh. So that the Weavers could escape. So they could get out of here. Because they were all sick of Grandmother Silk's shit. Wait, what? Oh, interesting. Cause these things to activate. Okay, I don't need the zoomies anymore. Good old tax. Wrong way. So I guess this guy is going to be dead now? Which makes sense, because he was already not in great shape. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I thought he wasn't going to be... Oh, hey. Uh-oh. Yeah. Hold on a second. Ow. I was trying to hit the button there. Oh, they were, like, technically part of the... Oh, there was an actual, like, fight that I had to do to proceed. I just did it because I was figuring I would. Yeah, he's dead. He hella dead. Got it. Now I can go turn these things in. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's the little particles. The little rock particles hang out. Okay, last two rune harps, because I'm curious about what they say, and I guess I get more beads. Pledge to a weaver from the furthest edge of Farloom. Flee, sisters, flee until your strength exhausts. So far you may escape at last for silken sight. Start anew to sustain, free of web and service eternal. Last words of the weavers. Sisters, spiders, the burden is past. These simple bugs shall bear it full. Never to cease, never to silence. We shall die and wait and pray that one may come of silken strength enough to weave us free. Ah. Hide her deep, the despised child, our shame shown in shell of iron. She's a whisk cast vein, divinity mimicked in form too frail. That's Eva, yeah.
So many relics safely piled up in here, nice and safe. I've done so well to gather it all up.
If your collection pleases you, some acknowledgement of my own contribution to its growth is not undue.
Ha! Is it gratitude you seek? I will allow you to keep viewing my collection. That is gratitude enough for what little you've given me.
Ah, good. Give me the 20 shinies or whatever. Yeah. So now that I have done that, and done that, yeah, I got 25 of these left. I'm not going to go around taking care of that right this second. That's a bit much. I am going to go get my last boss achievement. Where am I going? Oh, Deep Docks. I can do it in like the first couple of tries. Still kind of waking up. Right down this way, yeah. All the way at the bottom, if I recall, through the spa. No, thank you. Uh-oh. Down we go.
Hasbin?
Wait, I already got all these guys, didn't I? Ow. No, thank you. I will go underneath you. Uh-oh. And this is straight down. Whee! I can swim it. Okay. Wait, she drew new map? What did she draw a new map for? Was it the high hall? I mean, no, because I sat on a bench in the meantime. That's weird. Okay. That's fine. What do I want to do here? I mean, poison tax did save my ass before. That's what I said. Warding bell, maybe. Weave Lake could save my ass. I could see that. Oh no, reserve silk. Yeah. And then from an actual like pinging standpoint, maybe I just do straight pin. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Should be able to work with this. Let's do this last boss again. I did enjoy this fight, so I don't mind doing it again. Hopefully I don't beef it too hard, though. Good morning, Lost Place. Yeah, that's incorrect. Damn it, I thought it was just out of the range. God damn it. Shouldn't have run there. That could have turned out really poorly for me. too low to the ground. Damn it, I keep thinking I'm just out of range and I'm not. Back to phase 2. To get some more hits off. Damn it. Oh right, I had the extra mask last time. That was a big help. Ooh. Damn, that's too close. Oh my god, yeah, I jumped right into it. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna put back on the mask. The extra mask. It's handy. Wait, no, oh no, wait, which spot did I put in? Oh wait, interesting. Cause I had that, I remember I had the extra mask. Oh, I guess I didn't have the poison damage. Nah, I'm gonna keep this. Here, I'll do it like this instead. The extra heal is very nice. I really did. The poison damage feels like it's really gonna help out. I mean, I know it's gonna help out. Especially if I keep tapping her with pins like that. Oh man, I was just outside of it. I wasn't sure if she was gonna do the jump. Shit, I wasn't sure if she was gonna do the jump. That worked out in my favor. Walked into her. Phase 2. Oops. Oops. Many oops. The nice thing about not using reserve bind is at least I can never accidentally use it, which I realize is sort of a stupid thing to say, but it means that I can be certain that when I'm using a heal, I know I'm intentionally using a heal. Oh, okay. Did not mean to use cross stitch there. I probably should use it. If I can get my health back up. Do some attacks. Oh, I actually hit cross stitch there, but I did not have enough silk at the time. Damn it. Oh, fuck. For some reason, I cut the dash short because I thought the attacks were, not mine. Shit. Okay, that's handy. On to phase 3. Shit. Shit, right into her, of course. Okay. Okay. I thought I was going to make contact before she did the step back, and I was going to bounce off of her, and that did not happen. Getting hits. I was talking to a friend about this, that, like, you actually want to use your soul skills more than you think you realize, because it's a... That was the wrong button I actually wanted to do cross stitch there. Fuck me. I wasn't trying to give up there. Because what you should be... The question you should be asking is, do I think I'm going to need a heal, or do I think I'm going to get 4 hits in the next, period of the fight? And the answer should usually be, I'm going to get 4 hits in, which means that if you're capping out on Silk, you should be good to, you should be good to use abilities. Yeah, I know. Okay. Phase 2. Trying to recover from my big starting snafu there. Damn it. I was most of the way back. Oh, fuck. I actually thought I was going to be able to walk under. I guess I was not. Shit. Of course she spawns right there. Wow, okay, that was a very quick go into phase 3. Yeah, I was hoping to use cross stitch a little bit more in this one. That was the intent, and I hit the wrong button and I got fucking twofered. shit. Big deal. Damn it. Damn it. I mean, I still have my my safety hit, so. What? Hold on, I'm sorry. What did I get hit by there? I was at the top. Did I get hit by the top of the arena? Is that what happened? I'm gonna have to, like, watch the footage on that one because I have no fucking clue what hit me there. Because I was in the sky and she wasn't spawning the aerial shots, and I didn't think the tentacles hit that high, so I don't know. Maybe I get hit by the top of the arena. All right, well, let me try and do a little bit more cross stitch this time. That would be fun. Should go right into that, huh? Okay. There. Okay. Okay, not a great one to parry there. Phase 2. As I'm capping out, I should probably spend it. I hit cross stitch there. Oh, I was gonna cross stitch that. Oh, come on. I didn't dive properly. That one's on me. That was a bad input. Okay. Yeah, honestly, the first two phases feel like they're going by super quick. Of course. Maybe I did get hit in the air by the tentacles. They do seem to go pretty high. Here, let's get back to the middle of the arena. Mostly, anyways. I don't know. Not that high. Ow. Okay, phase 4 now. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So keep tapping her. Damn it. Whoop. Oh, it goes up quite a ways, huh? Just attacks now. Woo! Hey, what's up? What's up, girly? Hey, girly. 2 more hits to a heal. Up in the air, like you just don't care. Tell me, go ahead. Damn it, I saw what she was building up for and I didn't jump in time. Huh? Okay. Okay. Come on. That's fine. Oh, it broke the mask. I don't know why I threw the tax down and just get obliterated by the void stuff. I am not opposed to using tax to win. There we go. I did not feel like getting hit by the cinematic 3-hit combo. Now I will eat my bagel. Hmm? Oh, there she is. Hell yeah. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of the discussion about the ending here. Ugh. There doesn't seem to be any consensus as to whether this indicates that endings 3, 4, or 5 are all canon or one specifically canon. Because you see the knight here, and then you get the flash of Void Given Focus, and then that doesn't mean he is that, but I don't know. It's fine. The ambiguity is kind of the whole point with the stories in these games. Yay. Yeah, the difficulty in this game is proven to be kind of contentious. There's a lot of people who are not really happy about it. I was surprised to see at the time of recording that the positive review percentage on Steam is 91% for this game, which is low. Like, if you see a generally popular game, let's say one that has a lot of people playing it, that's at 91%, that's kind of a bad sign. Like, really, really high-rated games are usually higher, closer to, like, 97. So, like, anything below 90 is bad, which is sort of weird, but anything below 90 is bad. Close to 90 is definitely, that it's showing something is amiss. You're never going to get 100, so you just don't expect that. I don't even think 99 is possible. 97 is it's about as high as you're going to get most of the time. So, yeah, it's interesting. I feel like the more that I have sort of watched the discussion happen, I feel like I understand it. this is really a different game from Hollow Knight. Like, people wanted more Hollow Knight, which is kind of what I said. It was the only way that, like, the only thing I really need from this game was to be more Hollow Knight. And it both was and it wasn't. In the sense that it is a lot of the trappings of Hollow Knight, but it is, aside from the fact that Hornet plays differently, it is a very different game from the first one. Like, there are more challenge platforming sections just in the open world relative to the first game. People complain about the runbacks. The first game had runbacks, but the first game didn't have runbacks that required challenge platforming at the same time. And I think the runbacks were, in general, shorter. But the first game did, I mean, literally, Forgotten Knight, the first real boss you fight, has a runback if you die. Just a normal-ass runback. There's no spikes you have to jump over or anything, but, like, it's there. So, like, between, I think, the number of gauntlet fights, the number of challenge platforming sections, the number of runbacks, the amount of damage that bosses deal, which I think that one is fine in the sense that the purpose of that was to hold on, let's get the achievement here. Huzzah! Percentage 100%, 48 hours, great. Completion, achieve 100% game completion to finish the game. Because Hornet can heal in the air, heals, I think, slightly more quickly, or maybe the same pace as the Knight, but heals 3 at a time, even though it takes your entire bar. It is, like, kind of necessary that things hit harder, and that pacing, that different pacing, is another thing that I think people are maybe not as happy with. So people who were comfortable in the first game with the way that they played are finding that they can't use those sets of strategies in Silksong here, because again, it's a different game, and that's in general causing a lot of folks to feel like not ripped off, but like they didn't get what they expected, and that's where the sort of dip in reviews comes from. So I think the result is probably going to be, despite what the haters will say about Team Cherry making literally any balance changes, because I talked about this before, but like, if your sense of self-worth or your sense of accomplishment is tied to you are the only person who has ever done this thing, and like, if anybody else gets this achievement, then it's wasted, and it's like, come on, man, settle the fuck down. Like, you really do need to go touch grass. You do really need to find something else that is causing you, that allows you to feel a sense of self-worth. Like, please don't do that. That's insane. For the love of God, that's so stupid. You need to treat yourself better than that. You need to treat yourself and others better than that. So, Team Cherry is gonna make changes likely, and I think it's not gonna be like, so they made the Morwing change and they made the Sister Splinter change, and I don't exactly know what those changes were. I think it's, like, I need to look into it, but I'm pretty sure, and this is what I think most of the changes need to be: reduce the size of hitbox while bosses are staggered, just ever so slightly. Reduce the size of the boss hitbox a little bit so that you can't accidentally walk into them as easily. And reduce contact damage from the boss, from pretty much most bosses in at least Act 1, maybe even Act 2, to 1 point of damage for contact damage. Because it seems like a lot of people keep running into the bosses, and then you take 2 and it sucks. And because Hornet doesn't have really as many iframes as the Knight does, it's very easy to sort of like end up in this sort of endless loop of, or like just a loop where you end up taking like 4 damage really quickly. And that's definitely another thing that's causing people a certain amount of frustration. So I think what we'll probably see is Team Cherry making some changes like that. I don't know if they're gonna add any benches to like reduce the, like, how bad some of the runbacks are. They did increase, I think, the hitbox on some of the things that you pogo. They call them P-pods. I think it's the red things in Hunter's March. I could see them increasing hitbox on those ever so slightly. Basically, just things that, like, it doesn't... that doesn't change the overall flow of the game. Like, you're still performing the same kinds of challenges, but widens the margins a little bit on what it takes to do those things. I think that would probably be, at the very least, a way to deal with the sensation a lot of players feel like, oh, that was unfair, or that doesn't make sense, or that, like, that was too much. Because I think the core design of the game is very good. I've been very happy with, like, I have it on record, you know, again, all the things that I felt like I could see the deliberate choices that Team Cherry made in a lot of areas, and I think that those were good choices. I think they're good choices because, again, they're not trying to... This is not simply just Hollow Knight again, this is a different game. Which sounds maybe like kind of an excuse, but I think it's an important framing so that you're not like... You can compare this to Hollow Knight. That is perfectly fine, and everybody obviously will. But understand that the design decisions being made here are for different reasons. Like, they wanted... And, like, somebody pulled out an interview with them from 2020. As of time of recording here, obviously, it's 2025. So 5 years ago, when they were, like, really early in working on the game, they had mentioned that they wanted combat to be a little bit more like Feast or Famine, where you're either at max health or you're at very low health, and then you can heal and you can, like, swing between those two states very rapidly. So, like, they have always intended it to be that. And whether or not that is, like, whether or not people like that, obviously, that's a choice. I personally am fine with it. I think it's been very interesting. Especially, again, because Hornet's ability to heal is vastly superior to the Knight's. The Knight is only able to heal one at a time, and is only able to heal while grounded. So Hornet has a huge advantage in that on that front. Oh, I should probably start looking at the because I'm just gonna do hunting little guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Far Fields. Is there anything around here that I need to do before I wander off? Oh, a wide boy. I need to get literally one wide boy, so I will go do that in the, I think it's the lower area, probably. And I got a lot of wide boys to get. I could see them making changes to some of the gauntlet fights, either removing enemies or... I don't know. So here's the thing about those that I think is maybe a little kind of interesting and probably doesn't warrant quite as much changes as people think. Because, for instance, the one in High Hall is a big one that people are mad about. But apparently there's 3 different NPCs you can have assist you. You can have Chakra. I think you might be able to have the Sentinel help you. And then, oh, probably Garmon and Zaza would be the last one. So, like, there's a lot of ways that you can do that. In addition to, I will say, some people probably do not use their tools as often as they should. And I've heard the criticism of, like, but then it feels like it's about whether or not you just, like, brought tools and then saved them for, like, the 2 big guys at the end, which, I don't know, man, like, what do you want? The whole point of preparing is understanding what your challenges are and addressing them. Like, it'd be like complaining, like, oh, well, I'm just gonna hit this button, and then hitting that button is gonna win the game. It's like, yeah, sometimes that is how the design is set up, is you make a choice about whether... Oh my god, this guy's beefy. There we go, that's the last one. I would not say that having a tool that you use at the very end of a very long gauntlet is trivializing anything. You still have to do all the rest of it, and you have to make a dedicated choice to forego using tools the rest of the time. So it is balanced by that. Oh, I don't need to be here. I'm gonna go to Farfields. I think people really get it in their heads that I've seen this in like a lot of games too. People really get in their heads that consumables or things that are intentionally designed to be limited but above the power curve are in some way cheating, and like that's just not the case. You know, you always hear about people being like, no, I'm not going to use my elixirs or my mega elixirs till the last boss in case I need them. It's kind of built on the same idea of like, this thing is really good and I don't want to break the curve because like, what if I need it at another time to break the curve? And it's like, you might, but also you could just use it now. And the argument I also always make is, you really won't know when the most effective time to use your consumables is unless you have used them at the wrong time and then understand what the right time looks like. So you necessarily have to incorrectly use things in order to correctly use them. That's called falsification. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that on recording before. The idea that you don't actually know what success looks like until you have deliberately learned lessons, not necessarily deliberately failed, but deliberately learned lessons from failure. You don't actually know that that you do not understand how to succeed fully, or what the shape of of successful choices looks like. You might know one entry point into success if you... Okay, so one little guy. Yeah. Didn't mean to do that. You might know what one shape into success is, but you don't know like the bounds of like the sort of whole domain of successful decisions looks like if you, one, stick to a single strategy, and two, if you have not learned deliberate lessons from your failures to get a sense of like what specifically doesn't work and why. And so using tools should not be considered either a cheating mechanism or like a sort of imperfect success, because the whole point of it is to be something that's above the curve that gives you an advantage as a temporary or a limited option. That's right, they do the kicky. So like, yeah, so I think there's a lot of people who maybe don't step back and go, oh, hey, if I do it this way, it'll be a lot easier for this encounter. Like literally, people talk about this in Dark Souls, and if people are going to say that this game is a Dark Soul and get mad about that, then they also have to acknowledge that this game features choices that are like a Dark Soul. Okay, I gotta kill a lot of those guys. I guess I'm just going to the marrow, kind of just walking around. I think I know where this guy is. He's supposed to show up like maybe like across from here. Maybe he's in here somewhere, because I haven't really been in here a lot. Like in Dark Souls 1, for instance. In Undeadburg, you get the key. You buy the key from the guy, or you kill the merchant, and you get the key to the residence. And inside the chest is like the lightning powder or whatever, right? And when you know it, the first boss that you fight, the Taurus demon, is weak to lightning, and if you use that, you can obliterate that guy using that. You can get a strong advantage against him. That's a consumable with the express purpose of being used for that guy. And people laud Dark Souls for that kind of design frequently. Of, oh, you can either do the trick where you go up to the top of the... Oh, I didn't even open this one. Huh, okay. You can do the trick where you go to the top of the turret, and then you jump on his head and you get free damage that way, which is frequently how people will beat him. You can identify... Oh, wait, I can reach that thing now. You can identify his weakness. Out. You can identify his weakness to lightning and take advantage of that. You have a couple of different things that you can do. Hell, you can even like trick him, not exactly trick him, but you can. I'm just gonna face tank it, which is of course the right thing to do. You can make it so that he falls off the edge, and beat him that way. There's several different ways to sort of handle it. Oh, yeah, he's right here. And this is the thing that people frequently will be like, oh man, Dark Souls is so cool that they let you do this. There's so many different ways to handle this. Obviously, Silksong doesn't have it to that degree, but the fact that there are tools present, and the tools can be used to assist you in the encounters, especially like, you've seen it in my playthrough as I've tried out different tools and been like, oh, this is really good in this case, or this one's really bad in this case. Like, times where I fight big guys and I throw this thing, it goes dunk, 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 and it hits like 4 times as it passes through a tall enemy. Like, that is me leveraging that tool in its most effective space. So, I don't want to say I don't feel sympathy, but I'm a little annoyed at the, oh, okay, well, he's still gonna do it. I get a little annoyed when I see that people are... Oh, okay. Is he just running? He's just leaving. Okay, I gotta chase him. Ow. If people are like, these encounters are too difficult for me, or I'm really struggling with these encounters, but they're also not using all of the tools at their disposal to benefit themselves, it's, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time, man. Like, unless you are like I am specifically doing a challenge run where I'm doing like nail only, no upgrades, you know, beast crest, whatever, then yeah, fine, do that, and maybe then have a right to be like, hey, this part is especially challenging under these circumstances. But I don't really think you get to complain as much about that if you... So where does this fucking guy go? Does he keep... Do I keep going to look for him, or is it... No? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back and see if he respawned at that one spot, if I just, like, had to kill him before he ran off. So, I don't know. I can, ranting aside, the general message I'm trying to convey is that people's expectations, I believe, have been misaligned with this game, and that makes sense. Nice. I think it's reasonable that people had certain expectations around this being the original Hollow Knight, and then, oh yeah, he literally just respawns here, but then he like runs off. That's weird. Oh yeah, right. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. Oops. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm back here. It's fine. I'll go to the other one. Yeah, actually, speaking of which, hey, pins, not super useful against this guy because he attacks from the front, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some tax on there. Actually, Conch Cutter might be really good. Actually, no, not Conch Cutter, the Drill. And then, I think Long Pin might work. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do tax, because I know that those are going to work. And then Long Pin will hopefully let me attack from the front and deal the extra damage. This should be good. And then Cross Stitch is not really what I want here. I'm going to do... So I learned Rune Rage is not actually as busted as it feels like. It's mostly busted because it hits so many times, but the amount of damage from each rune is not... It's not exorbitant, like he was blending in. Each rune deals less damage than a Silk Spear by like a pretty good margin. Okay. Here we go. It does deal a pretty good amount of damage. Wait, is it? Oh, he's just stuck down there. Okay. Oopsie, oopsie, poopsie. Got it. Okay, great. So that's the second one of those guys. I need to go to the marrow so I can kill a bunch of the little roly-poly dudes. Getting back to the original thought. Hold on. Yeah, I have really enjoyed this. I believe that I understand at least why people are upset, even if I don't necessarily agree. I can't disagree with somebody being like, I don't like this. That is a perfectly valid stance to take, and I'm not going to argue against that. I can argue against arguments that certain designs are either bad or inconsistent. I do think all of the design choices in this game are consistent. I haven't found, with the exception of things like the fact that the Hunter's Journal requires you to just go farm guys, that's obviously inconsistent with a Metroidvania design, and I've called that out before, though it's relatively minor in the grand scheme of things, because it doesn't really affect the core loop as much. But like, from just sort of looking at the game and playing through it, Team Cherry's been very, I feel like they have none of these choices are like wasted choices. This was not like, oh, we felt like putting this in and then it was weird and we did it anyways. The way I've kind of been describing it is that this game is definitely balanced, but it's balanced at a higher level than most people are expecting, and that is off-putting to a lot of folks. So I've been telling people who are like, hey, I'm so glad you're excited about it. I loved this game. I thought it was fantastic. It was basically perfect for me. But you need to understand that you might find it to be a little bit outside of your comfort level. And it's okay if it is. Interestingly, the people that I've talked to about that, who like I know are, you know, not as comfortable with higher skill games, are still playing it and loving it. And I think it's like, I kind of come back to this in other situations where when something's challenging, and this is, I think, part of the sort of culture around Dark Souls is your attitude matters when you're playing games. Your attitude matters just in general when you're doing anything. If you're trying to accomplish something and you have either a very negative or defeatist attitude, there's that old like samurai saw about like if you accept defeat, or if you basically start from a position, any position other than I will succeed, then you have already chosen failure. You need to go into a... Oh yeah, these idiots. You need to go into an endeavor with the idea that you are... Oh wait, I forgot I have this. There we go. Which, by the way, I learned that the thief pick or whatever doesn't actually give you extras. It simply pulls them from their loot table without having to kill them. If you go into a challenging game with a sort of a sense of like, I don't think I'm able to do this, and not in a like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm going to give it a shot, but like I don't think it's possible, or I think this is unfair, or something like that, then you're going to find yourself failing. You're going to find yourself failing far more often than not, because failure, and Bennett Foddy's whole thing was about this with getting over it, was like, one of the quotes in that game, and I've never actually played that game or have any interest in beating it, because like I'm like, I've already done enough hard stuff. I don't need to justify that to myself any further. Like I you know, done Dark Souls, I've done Silksong, I've done a lot of like challenging games. That's already in my blood. I guess, where the fuck are those guys? Okay, I know they're at the beginning. I guess I'll just farm the ones at the beginning. Failure is not the getting down, is not the falling down, but the staying down. And if you come into a challenging experience, sort of like either looking for an excuse to be mad about it or to get frustrated. And I'll be clear, I do not think the majority of people playing these games and feeling frustrated are coming in trying to like get mad. You could certainly hear it in my voice a couple of times when I'm playing this game that I got genuinely frustrated at a few parts. But there is definitely people have different tolerances for frustration about what frustrates them, how easily they get frustrated, how long they're frustrated for, like what the outcome of that frustration is, whether they go like, oh, I need to take a break, or oh, this is not working for me, I need to try something else, or like, I hate this is stupid. Like basically how you respond to that frustration, you know, also differs. And so along those dimensions, if you come into an experience like this and it's easier for you to be frustrated and you're less likely to view the frustration as a signal that you should listen to, you're gonna have a bad time. And I want to be clear that this is not me attempting to make excuses for this game and saying like, you must be like a cultured individual in order to really. That's got a very like. Not exactly, but I'm sort of imagining that like you have to be very intelligent to appreciate Rick and Morty. Like that's not that kind of attitude that I'm trying to convey about this. More just that I think it is from the people that I have seen it, the people in my social circle who have gotten most frustrated with this game, and have found it something that they don't want to push through, are the ones who also I find don't handle their own frustration very well. They might even have a high tolerance for frustration, but once they do get frustrated, they do not handle it well. Those are the people who I think have struggled harder with this game than the people who maybe even got frustrated more easily, but like handled it more constructively. So all that to say, again, that is not to make an excuse for this game to say like, you must be of this certain. A game that puts you in that position a lot is not necessarily a well-designed game. It's not necessarily a poorly designed game either. This doesn't work, right? I have to hit, like, the side to be able to get it. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Man, so there's just the one. Where's the other ones? Because I need fucking 16 of these guys. I thought there was some in the marrow. Let me go back and go poke around the marrow again. I don't know. Maybe I don't actually have a good point with that. Maybe it's not really a good argument to make, or a good stance to lay out of just, like... hey, you know, if you're frustrated by this, learn to take a deep breath and learn to manage your frustration better. Because I don't think that's fundamentally different from any other frustrating game. I would go so far as to say I don't know that this game, aside from certain places where it's like very deliberate, like the danger bench and the bench in Biowater and like certain runbacks, like I don't know that. Oh shit! The whole platform fell down. I don't know that this game is specifically trying to be frustrating, so much as it's trying to be challenging, and I think a lot of those challenges are indeed very like. Actually, I feel like I am getting to a good point here. Hold on. Ugh. This game is challenging, and it's challenging in ways that Hollow Knight wasn't. And that will cause people who were expecting basically another Hollow Knight experience to feel frustrated by the disparity between those two things. And so, I will say at least part of that frustration that people experience is sort of the Buddhist, you know, like, desire is the root of all suffering. If you desired a specific thing, you had an expectation for what this game was going to be, and you walked in and it was different, and now you are suffering because of that. And the game can't really do anything about that. There are places in the game where either the game is trying to be challenging, and that is frustrating, either because it's a challenge that you don't feel accustomed to, or it's frustrating because it is legitimately just like, this is really tight, and I don't really enjoy this. Like, I know people were... I was pretty frustrated in Mount Faye for a little bit with some of those jumps, because it's like, man, it's rough. I'll say also that I was a little unimpressed with the fact that Mount Faye doesn't... Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about this. So, I would have done Mount Faye earlier. Well, for one, I didn't have the claw line, and I didn't mark that the claw line was there. But for two... I'm used to going into an area that hurts you due to extreme temperatures, and that being a signal that you're not supposed to be there yet, and that you need something else. Like, that is clearly on me, but I mean, also, it is you could say it is part of the design language of Metroidvanias, that when you go into a cold or hot area, literally Metroid has done both of them. Metroid Fusion did both the cold and the hot. That when you go into an area that is an extreme temperature and you start taking damage, you're supposed to get the fuck out of there. And so I went to Mount Faye and I saw, oh shit, I'm taking damage, and eventually I was like, oh, it's just from a certain amount of time being here. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll turn around and come back when I got something. And admittedly, I probably could have figured out, wait, hey, I could use the flint slate, and that would work. Which is likely one of... That one is obviously very intentional. Like, that was not an accident. This is not a simulation game where it was sort of like... Oh, by the way, we made it so that you're hot and cold, and oh, this emergent interaction happened. No, Team Cherry made the choice to do that, to say like, well, you have this effect on, you will not be affected by this. So that was clearly on their design bingo card. Where the fuck are the spinny guys? Is there really just the one in that one area? My God. Oh, I'm over time. Well, this was fun. So yeah, I was a little annoyed at Mount Faye for not having a better telegraphed, not conveying better, like, no, you're supposed to be here, you're just, like, I would have actually appreciated it if they put one of those little runic things, or some kind of, here, actually, I'm going to go back to Mount Faye, I'm going to demonstrate this right now. The way that they can fix Mount Faye is, from a conveyance standpoint, is one simple little detail. I'm going to show you right now, because I can go to it, because it's right off the slab. Super duper straightforward way to fix this. Doesn't require massive change to the flow of the level at all. Put a campfire right here. Put a campfire on the other side. That's it. You put a campfire at the very beginning and let people know, hey, you're in the cold area and you're taking damage. You're like, wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on. When I'm in the campfire, I don't get cold. Let me keep going. Oh, hey, there's another campfire right here. Oh, I need to make it between campfires. That's it. That's how you solve that problem. That's how you convey to players, this is a dangerous area, and you're going to get through it by passing through campfires, because there is not one. Where's the first one? Show me where the first one is. Here? No. That's too far in. It took me... I was just like, I guess I'm just going to go and see how far I can get in before I die. I had no idea what the mechanic was. There's not anything down here. There's nothing down here to convey it. put a campfire here. It does not have to be the runic things. Put an actual literal campfire like they have in the other spots. Put a campfire here. Put a campfire on the other side. Right here. If you do those two things, that will convey to players in Mount Fae, if you're outside of the campfire for too long, you will get cold and it will hurt. You need to move between campfires. That is the only thing I would do to fix this area. In terms of, like, the conveyance there. There's some of the platforming I feel like is maybe a little tight, or, like, the distance between the little bugs is a little bit rough, but that would be one thing to fix it. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I made my points well enough with regards to, like, the challenge in this. I think it's a combination of things. I do think there are parts where things are frustrating more than they should be. In terms of, like, hitboxes are always not always great. The amount of damage is maybe a little bit higher for contact. I think a boss hitting you and dealing 2 damage is fine. I see no issue with that. You're supposed to not get hit by the boss attacks. That's okay. Contact damage is a little bit rough. I feel like that should, in general, be 1 at the very least for the first act. And then reducing boss hitbox size a little bit when they're staggered, because, like, it's, again, people find it really easy to run into those. I certainly did it a couple of times. I wasn't like, oh, that's bullshit. I would stay back. I think a lot of people use Wanderer, though, and that probably exacerbates it, because Wanderer has a shorter hit range. And, like, I don't know. I don't know that there's a lot else I would change to make things a little bit smoother for folks. Because it is about, like... A lot of people fell into the trap with Hunter's March. If I have to do Hunter's March, it's like, no, dude, look at the distance between these benches, and this bench kills you if you don't know what you're doing. You're not supposed to come in here as soon as you can reach this. You can. You aren't really supposed to, though, and people fall into that trap all the time. That's fine. That's, like, I don't know that needs any correction. I don't think they need to put a bench in Hunter's March here. If they decide to, whatever. It's a fully optional area, and you actually don't... Let's see, what do you get the beast. Yeah. You should not probably come here until you have the cloak, the floaty cloak. But yeah, I overall was very, very happy with this experience. I still believe that this is probably the best Metroidvania out right now. Like, compared to things like, I've played Nine Souls, I've played both the Blasphemous games. I've played both the Oris, I've played every Metroid game. I've played a lot of the Metroidvanias. There's so many, like, micro Metroidvanias, or, like, sort of shitty, bad Metroidvanias, I'll just say it like that, on Steam. Because it's a popular genre. And I haven't played, obviously, all of those. I try and play the ones that I think are actually, like, really good and worth it. Obviously, that's why I was very excited about Silksong. And... I do think this is the best one. I think that the thing that makes Metroidvania really satisfying is having a really big world with a lot of interconnectedness and a very non-linear path and a lot of different, like, ways to interact with the world, and a lot, like, I feel like Silksong, Team Cherry did an incredible job building a massive interconnected web of non-linearity, and that's what I love out of a Metroidvania, and they did that in spades. The fact that I learned that you don't have to get in the Citadel via the Grand Gate, but you can come in via the other side, like, that's... Chef's kiss perfect. Like, so good that they let you do that. There's always another route to go for the most part. Very rarely until you get to, like, the end of the game is there, like, you have... And even then, it's like, you got 3 different things to do. Hell, even with the whole hearts quest, there's an extra heart you can get if you're like, I don't want to do one of these. So there's even an alternate path there. That's wonderful. Nine Souls combat is really fun, but it also... Nine Souls combat's kind of one-dimensional, in the sense is basically just like parry, do your like, the attacks are so much weaker than the what are they called, the seals, that most of what you do is parrying and slapping seals on guys. And it's like, okay, great. That's the gameplay. It's also fairly linear in the sense that, like, when you go to other areas, when you go to, like, there's really only, like, one major path to go for the most part. I know that there's not, but, like, it's a lot more linear than, say, Silksong. It was, like, if you go back, you're just going back to previous series to get, like, extra power-ups. You're not, like, opening up new pathways between stuff, to the same degree. I thought Blasphemous 1 was really fun, and I liked it after they did all the fixes. Blasphemous 2 was very good. I will actually always talk up Blasphemous 2. They did a fantastic job with that. I love that in the beginning of the game, which weapon you choose dictates what your early game path is. That's cool as hell. That is legitimately a very cool design that they did. I thought that was fantastic. I thought designing the weapons as you're sort of, like, this is your mechanic to move, like, overcome this platform obstacle, was really cool. I think I liked a lot of stuff about it, and the boss designs are usually very good. Combat's very, very fast paced and satisfying. So like, Blasphemous 2 is up there on the list of like very, very well done Metroidvanias. The Prince of Persia game, I forgot what it was called, but I played that one. That one was pretty fun. That had a lot of really satisfying combat. There's been a lot of good entries into the genre, and I will still say that I think this is the best one for like across the dimensions if you sort of like gauge all of them together. Again, not that I don't have criticisms of it, because like I just showed you the Mount Faye thing, and I plan to sort of make a list of like, here's the things that I think needed adjustment or need adjustment. Here's the things that I think maybe are not quite landing as much as they wanted to. But for the most part, you give me a big map and I'm pretty happy. That's kind of all I want out of this. And then the fact that the gameplay got a lot more dynamic in this one relative to the first game, I think was also just wonderful. So yeah, so that's okay. This is the end of my recording for Silksong. If you watched any or all of it, that's really cool. Appreciate you. I'm. This is for me ultimately. For me, and my best friend has watched a bunch of these videos too. So it's like it's mostly just an opportunity for me to share this stuff. I don't care if random strangers want to pop in and enjoy it too. I made it public because like it's whatever. So yeah, cool. I will. I don't know what the next game I'm gonna record is. Hades 2 comes out in a couple weeks. I'm not gonna record that. I don't have any interest in recording everything there. I like being able to sit down and play a game for 15 minutes or 2 hours and not have to worry about talking the whole time. I like being able to take breaks and stuff. So probably the next big puzzle game is one that I'll end up recording because I really like capturing my thought process as I solve the puzzles. So yeah, well, thanks for hanging around, and I guess I'll see you in the next series. Bye.